Hey everybody, welcome to the 6th year anniversary of the Lionspridetavern podcast. And welcome all the hosts. Look at all you guys. So Lorelei's the only one with not a camera. She's the brown spot just down below
you gave me a brown spot. Didn't make me a pet.
Well, you got a picture. It's your Discord, whatever Discord.
Oh God,
icon
what is
you have.
that? I don't even know.
Yeah, it looks like a little elf. So you're
okay.
you're a little elf.
I'm a
tonight.
little elf. Okay.
Cute.
Right?
Now, can you make it dance?
So I'm going to ask, so it looks like we got Kyla's in chat and Blimekins is in live stream chat. How does everything sound and look? Is it okay? Just, yep, Max says aloha.
I don't have the volume turned up so it doesn't mess with everything.
Yeah, so we're going to take questions. This is just, we'll go an hour. All right, thanks, Blimekin. So we're going to do questions from Discord. Mac, I'm going to have you read those questions. But we'll also who is the right of Miss Lystra? Nobody.
You.
To the right of Miss Lystra. That's my marker. What's up, Kazuri, Govan, RP Govan? Thank you very much.
Hey guys.
For joining the stream.
Hey everybody.
Yeah.
Hi everybody.
So that's my marker because I'm using a different camera, so I can get this cool background of the Lionspridetavern. Woo woo! You know where these guys got mushroom backgrounds, and you know,
I'm not allowed to do shrooms, so
Brick is already fuzzy in his backgrounds.
I've got my bar behind me.
So it's just this.
And then Lorelei does not have a camera. So if somebody wants to donate a camera to Lorelei, get a hold of me.
I have no more room where my computer is to put a camera thing because I've got it in this little armoire. Everybody know what an armoire? I know the ladies do.
I used to say.
So it's like my screen fills the empty space, so there's no room for anything else.
Nice.
Oh, Tommy is here, and Ainsley is here,
Yep.
and X the Blood God.
That
Nice.
is so awesome.
Yeah.
If I keep looking to my left, it's because I got the screen up over there.
And I'm trying to tweet out the whole thing here, trying to get the thing stirred up a bit.
She's all tweeter-pated.
I'm tweeter-pated.
So-
Better than me. Well, let's not go there.
So guys, I hear the follows. I can't see who's following. Actually, I did see that. That's Blood God. X the Blood God. Thank you very much. And Briccotti followed me. That's awesome. I thank you guys for following my Twitch stream. It just helps out in the long run for Twitch. We're doing this on Twitch because we don't do our live our podcast live. We record them on Sundays at this exact time. And then I edit the podcast because, Mac makes a lot of mistakes. Well, I wasn't going to say...
without a net today.
Okay, so, maybe the Mac family?
It's just how I became a father for the first time.
But, yeah, so then I edit it, and then I post it on Mondays, and that's when you guys get to see it Monday or Tuesday, depending. I think iTunes takes a whole day to process. So, some people listen to it on Mondays. If you're on Podomatic, you definitely get to see it on Mondays at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to the podcast
Which is 5 o'clock Alaska Standard Time.
I don't even do that,
real
math.
thing?
Yeah.
Alaska Standard Time is real. Okay, I didn't know that.
We used to have 3 different time zones up here. And then they changed it to Alaska Standard Time, so all of Alaska was in one time zone. It made it a lot easier for the capital. When the capital's in a time zone closer to Washington State, it really messed with people that were up on the North Slope trying to contact the capital.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they changed that back late 70s, early 80s.
That's interesting because according to every map I've ever seen in grade school, you're right next to Hawaii anyway.
Well, you know.
Here
Oh,
comes
man.
Russia.
Uh-huh.
Just throw a rock and
This
hit
is
it.
why I have pineapples growing in my backyard.
Is that what they're called?
No. Those aren't pineapples.
Those aren't pineapples.
No, they're not.
So let me make.
Hey,
I'm
I'm
going to
really
disappear
proud
for
of
a
my
sec.
garden this year.
I'm going to make the logo just a little bigger.
Gonna hide Mac's face behind it.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So
Yeah, but
it's
now we
better.
lost you.
No. Yeah, but just for a split second, just why update.
Oh, there you go.
Update the stream. So
I was like, say, quick, we're taking over. Stafford's gone.
yeah, so they'll stay on camera, but my camera will disappear every time I off-click the Discord stream because I'm actually streaming my camera feed to Discord so I can get this really cool background. Otherwise, I get the fuzzy background like Brick's got. So,
Gotcha.
but
You can do mushrooms like Lystra and I.
yeah.
Remember how?
Those,
We're hanging in Zangermarsh.
I was gonna say, right? That looks like Zangermarsh. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
That or the nether thingy.
Nether
Oh,
Netherstorm.
Netherstorm.
Whatever
There
it
you
is.
go.
Yes.
I would
There you
I
go.
would go with the first one because that's the one that the whole planet's like sideways, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
kind of purplish.
Yeah, it's kind of purple.
Yeah, but of the two, well, I guess there's three of you. So we got an even number of men and women. I was going to say there's only two
Yeah.
of you, but then I almost forgot about Lorelai.
Oh,
She got no camera,
gosh.
Careful, she'll
I'm gonna go
stick her battle
farm.
pet on you.
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go farm the hell with you
I'm
all.
gonna go farm. I'm in Pandaria, farm right now.
So, but no, seriously, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining the stream tonight. I really appreciate it. I do stream a lot of things on Twitch TV, so it's not just World of Warcraft, although we do that every Friday and Saturday night. We stream our raid. I'm getting better at announcing it before we do it, so that way you can join the stream if you'd like.
He's not getting any better at doing it. He's just getting better at announcing it.
I'm not getting better at the raid. Actually, I spent quite a bit of time on the floor this last Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not you.
Well,
I didn't because I wasn't there.
He did spend time on the floor, but I did take notice, and there were several times that I died before Stafford. And I even went back and checked the numbers. Yeah, I suck. Stafford beat me this week.
Wow. Now, see,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
beat
even
me.
look at that because I figure if I'm doing bad enough, then they'll let me know because it's my son and my wife and my daughter, and they don't have any problems telling me I suck.
Oh,
So,
I do enough for myself, so I don't need anybody else filling in.
right. So those of you, hopefully there's nobody in Discord trying to find us there. I did post it enough that we're doing it on Twitch TV, so we can do that. Now I will, when we're done, take this Twitch TV and upload it to YouTube. So if you totally missed the whole podcast, you can put it there. And I'm also going to take just the audio of the podcast and upload it. So we've got an
You can
episode
put it
this
in the
week.
streaming channel.
What? Put what in the
You
streaming
can, you
channel?
can put the link in the streaming channel, unless you already did that.
I didn't. I because I put it in the questions for the anniversary podcast. So
Imagine that.
yeah, but it is there in the anniversary podcast one. So, and for those of you joining us that have never been on our Discord, why? You should be there already. But
Because
if you
Mac
haven't,
lives there.
right? But if you haven't
Back
been
home.
there, there is a link in the description of the podcast, not of this stream, because the links that are in the stream is for my streaming channel. So if you want to see what the link is to the Discord for Lionspridetavern, listen to the podcast. The link is in that description. So, but come join us in Discord. It's a lot of fun. Guys, 6 years. And the first question I'm going to ask, because I've been thinking about this all day, okay, we're going to talk about just briefly how long you've been doing this podcast. So we're going to start with Lorelei. We're going to start with Lorelei, because I know she's like me.
And I know this. I don't have to feel like, oh no, had to do homework. 6 years.
Yeah, she's been with me from the start. Now, we've had a lot of great hosts, throughout the years. And they're all what I consider still family and hosts to the Lionspridetavern. I consider them members of the podcast. So, when you see Charity, she was a host. Oh, my God, there's so many people.
Pistol was a host.
Pistol.
He didn't come in first. That was Casa. He came in as our tank.
Yeah, he was the very first one. I made my son, because I couldn't find enough people. I told him, I was like, you've got to do one podcast. So he's on the very first podcast. He was not happy about it. And he told me after the first one, he goes, I don't want to do that anymore. So I went, all right, fine. We'll get a different tank. We'll get your, at the time of Pistol and him were tanking together. So, yeah.
I happened to be online at the time.
Yeah, that was
Which
your
seems
mistake.
to happen in all my volunteer jobs. Like, oh, you're there. Okay, you get to be volunteer.
Right. No, I didn't volunteer you. I asked.
No,
Well,
you
she
didn't. Somebody else
voluntold
did.
you.
Yeah, I was about to say,
No,
I got
somebody
voluntold,
else
yeah.
did.
You're
Joe Cooley did.
voluntold. I love it.
So, all right. Well, Miss Lystra, how long have you been on?
I don't know. Not even a year. Not quite. Not even a year.
Exactly.
Not even a year yet.
You and Brick came on at the same time, right?
No.
No,
Which
Brick
was a
was
little
first and
before.
Okay, all
Lystra
right.
came on after Brick.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty close.
I-
No.
Yeah, it's not been a year for me either, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's been a year for you guys yet.
Okay.
But, and then
No,
Mac.
3-4 years.
Yep.
It's I was doing the Goblin Gold cast. Then I started doing 3 goblins in a trench coat, and that one kind of ended. You asked me.
That one went south.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got a hold of him. Do you remember, Mac, how, did I just text
Yep.
you guys?
Well, initially we were both on Rose's show.
Yep.
Oh, that's what it
And-
was. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we were on it, and then you were on it, and I listened to Rose's show all the time. So you commented one time about that you listened to us and you'd like to raid with us sometime, and then we asked you to come on our show.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Dex stopped podcasting.
That's
And I
because
was in
you were
limbo.
pressuring him to raid with us. I mean,
To become a lion.
I'm not playing
and he had
Alliance here.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, my.
He did not want to be Alliance at all.
Nope.
Oh, that's the whole reason I ended up playing. I do not really like the Death Knight class. Not Death Knight.
Demon
Demon
Hunter?
Hunter
Demon Hunter.
class. But that's the reason I made a Demon Hunter, so I could raid with you guys, because I could get to level quicker making
Yeah.
Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
And I play it poorly, and I haven't raided for a while, and it's not because I hate the class. It's
Nope.
because
You fell
Yeah.
back in love with Classic.
Yep.
I've been playing.
Along
Here,
with
Classic
our
Dandies.
lovely Miss Lystra and Bricko and Mrs. Mac, you guys all play Classic. Lorelei, you play every once in a while, don't
Stafford
you?
used to.
I do. I've just had a lot going on, so my Saturdays have been taken up. I will not say that I love it. I tolerate it. I think that's a better word.
She likes it
I
about
like
as much as
the-
Mrs. Mac likes me.
If I had started out, and I've said this before, if I had started out playing WoW with Classic, I would never be playing WoW right now.
Really?
I
Okay,
wouldn't
that's
have made it
a,
through.
that's a story we got to
Wow.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know
No,
this.
I dislike, and I don't know, maybe it's the Warrior, because Warrior, I thought in Classic was just so hard to play.
Such a slog. Yep.
Yeah.
It was, you didn't have any rage. You just have to oh, well, maybe I can auto hit here. Just give me a second. And I played Warrior because it's always, even in D&D, I started out playing a Warrior because it was the easiest thing to learn.
Yeah.
I just had to stand there and hit something. And I'm glad. I wouldn't have played. I wouldn't have stuck with it. So it's hard for me sometimes to get on Classic. Like during the week, I don't get on it like I should. But I'm working my way to 70. I'm 61 now. Maybe by the next expansion, I'll be 70.
So it gets you through a few dungeons, Lorelai.
Yeah, I've been doing that. Sorry, Miss Mac. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yep. So.
Oh, no. I was just going to say I'm about 63, so we're about the same place.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Unlike Stafford, who is 34?
43. Yeah.
Oh, flip those numbers.
Flip those numbers. What are they? There's a
Dyslexia.
Yeah, you dyslexic. What do you play? What's your main?
Me?
Yeah. What's the one?
Mage.
What's the one character you love to play? The mage. Okay. So you're a dyslexic mage.
I love my mage.
Yep.
I my Horde mage and my Alliance mage.
Okay. Well, there's
She's
questions.
dyslexic on that too, so when you see the fireball go in the wrong direction, you know.
I don't play fire. I play arcane.
Oh, come on. It was part of the joke. Come on.
Sorry. All right, Brick. What's your favorite character?
I'm Paladin.
Paladin.
Okay.
Yep.
It's tough, like Lorelai was saying. It's not a whole lot better on Paladin in Classic or
Yeah.
Vanilla, but at least you got to heal.
Yep.
But yeah, that'll always be my go-to favorite. But
Okay.
I also love Hunter class.
All right. And Mac, what about you? I know Goblin. Right?
Anything that can make gold.
Anything that makes gold.
All of them.
And Miss Lister, there's only one class for you.
There's just warlocks.
There's just warlocks.
There's just warlocks.
I love that. And warlocks used to be the best class of them all. I had a really good friend of mine that had a warlock, and he was in one of the top raiding guilds, and he was top DPS, and amazing. And then they nerfed it, and he got pissed.
We
and
got
quit.
nerfed all the time.
Yeah,
They
big time.
always took the big old nerf bat to us. It was awful. And now I'm playing Classic, and all I know is that I am really sick and tired of spamming Shadow Bolt. It's like, can I have something else to play with? I hit 70, so I actually have Seed of Corruption now, so I'm a little bit happy, and I can't wait to use that, but I haven't had an opportunity yet, so... I'm ready. I'm ready for Wrath. Let's go.
When I came into Classic, I mean, we came from EverQuest, which is soul crushingly hard, and we came into WoW, and Dex almost didn't want to play you. This is too easy. And now that I've played retail and I go back to Classic, it's like, holy crap, EverQuest. There's no way I'm ever going back to EverQuest.
Yeah. Well, I was
Yes,
playing
dear.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's better. You were almost all the way off camera there.
Oh, there, can I do that?
Yeah, that's with me. I go, no, not that way, this way. It's up, not down. Yeah, that was me. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons a lot because we weren't into when I first started WoW. I really wasn't into the raiding and anything like that. It was just World of Warcraft was a way for me to play Dungeons and Dragons without having a group of players. Because I live in Montana, so it's really tough to find players who will play D&D. It's the devil's work, and it's all that. So,
Especially when you're involved.
yeah. Well, they just didn't like the sickle and the black, whatever. it is. But no, seriously, when I was in the service, we played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons because you couldn't go anywhere; you were stuck on the boat. But yeah, here in Montana, there just wasn't anything. So Warcraft turned into my Dungeons and Dragons go-to, but it only goes so far. So then they came out with the Dungeons and Dragons game, and I thought, I'll try that. That sucked.
Yeah.
That was terrible. So. Yeah.
Oh, and just in case anybody is wondering, I've been on the podcast for just over a year now.
Yeah, I was getting back to you.
Okay.
All right. I
Wasn't
didn't
sure,
forget. Yeah.
You just,
Yes.
He was working his way back to you.
As I said prior to starting, when I asked you where your lesser half was, that means you're the better half. Sorry, Mac.
The lesser half, yeah, I'm old, yeah.
And I'm older. Respect your elders, buddy.
I tell you.
So there you go. So,
So she's my old lady, yeah.
yeah, Laura and I have been on the
Yes.
longest. Then it's Mac and Mrs. Mac, and then Lystra, or Bricko, and then Lystra. So she's our baby host.
I am the baby.
So the purpose of tonight, that was just kind of a little get together and how you doing and all that. But the purpose of this podcast, it's our 6-year anniversary. Lorelai and I have at least been doing this for 6 years. 288 episodes, one a
Oh
week.
my goodness.
Charity!
Here.
Oh, she says happy anniversary.
Hi, Charity.
Hey,
Charity,
Charity!
yep, say hello to Charity. Charity's on the stream. I would have invited you, Charity, but you know. Anyway, so we're taking questions from the live stream, and we have questions from Discord. And that's the purpose of this podcast. We're not going to talk about our raid, even though we had a heck of a raid. I thought it was pretty good.
We had a good time. Yeah.
I'm two bosses away from finishing that. Doing 30
I'm
bosses.
4.
Oh, you're 4. Oh, that's because
I'm
you had a
4.
couple of D&D
I missed
nights.
I missed one night and completely, and had a power outage right in the middle of killing the boss.
That's right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step away from screen. I saw a toddler go walking by real quick. He was heading towards the other room, and it's like he's unsupervised.
As long as he didn't have one of your bottles with him.
No, they're behind me safely.
So, no, you
my
missed
God.
Charity. She came on. You can say hi to Charity.
I did. I
okay, all right.
didn't chat.
Okay. So we're going to let Mac kind of scroll back up and see if there's any questions up there for a second. Does anybody else have Discord up that they could, and go to the anniversary questions and go
I
look
get
at
it
the first
right here.
You have it right there? Okay.
Yep.
Got him.
Well, either one.
Very first one says, what would be your favorite game of all time? Old school or new? I'm assuming they mean computer game.
And I'm guessing they mean
Oh, yeah.
computer game. Who was
And
it
then
that posted that?
That was Paulo.
Okay. All right.
Palo.
Okay.
I may have to get some duct tape over some kids here in a minute.
Fairly new member of our Discord, too, I believe.
Oh, all right.
It's been a while.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So, Miss Lister, since you're the baby, you get to answer that question first. Your most favorite video game?
Oh man. Well, as far as longevity, it's going to be WoW.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, what is it, 16, 17 years now, Brick, something like that. We've been playing together. We're right there. Yeah, I'm going to go with the whole WoW thing. I mean, I play a lot of different video games, but
I know it's a WoW podcast, but we got it. I think they're thinking something other than WoW. That's the way I would take the question.
okay.
Well,
So do you want
I
us
like
to
to
come
play
back?
Pokemon, okay?
Okay,
I like
Pokemon.
to play
There you go.
Pokemon.
At least you didn't say Fortnite. Oh my God.
No,
Fortnite.
no,
No.
I like to play Pokemon. I'm sorry.
Hey, Pokemon's cool. I mean, my son, didn't they have an app for that, for doing it out in the real world?
I do that
Yes, they
too.
did.
Okay, yeah. And
Yeah,
my son used to do
Pokemon
that.
Go.
Yeah. Catch them all.
Still do.
Okay, all right. Brick, what about you? What's your favorite all-time video game?
man, I think any of the NHLs.
Okay.
Oh,
We used to get a bunch of guys together, get some beer or whatever, and then make our own team, draft our own players, and play hockey. And it sucked whoever drew the short straw had to try to be the goalie. It was impossible to be the goalie in that game. But it was super fun. We had a lot of fun with that. And then I think Grand Theft Auto would be right up there,
Yeah,
too.
GTA
I had a lot
is
of
fun.
fun with that
Yeah.
game. Yeah, I got to the first... So the one with the soundtrack from Scarface. I forget the name of that one. It was like the second...
Is that the
open
one,
world
the Miami one? Like
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Say
was.
hello
and
to
then
my little friend.
Yeah.
I played that quite a bit, and then WoW happened.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we go to Mrs. Mac. All-time favorite video game.
The only video game I play is WoW. I mean, unless you want to go back to when I was younger and the Atari came out and we had, all kinds of Atari stuff, and I'm getting visited by a smart
Small child. So yeah, it was Vice City, Brick. Vice City.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that was my favorite too. And that was only because you could honk your horn and get a hooker to come up to the car.
Oh boy, yeah. Let's see.
I'm just saying. I'm being honest.
He was
honest.
reliving his
I know.
days as a sailor.
Yeah.
It was ground breaking.
Yeah.
It?
All right, Mac, your all-time favorite video game, except for the game that you cannot mention.
Well, yeah, no, I played that one almost as long as I played this one. No, actually, I think my favorite game was Wing Commander.
Yes, that's what
I love.
I was
How
going
about
Wing
that?
Commander or what was it? There was a Star Wars one, TIE Fighter or.
Yeah, TIE Fighter and X-Wing TIE Fighter.
X-Wing TIE Fighter, but those were just Wing Commander ripoffs. But yeah,
Wing Commander was my favorite game. I played Wing Commander 1. I played all the secret missions for it. I played Wing Commander 2. Then I played Wing Commander 3 and 4. They started doing the live. They started having actors do the different things. They had Mark Hamill in it, and they did.
Well,
they did that in
the movie was
Privateer.
terrible.
The movie sucked.
The movie.
It was like
the movie
what
Wing
in the
Commander
world?
was terrible. I mean,
Oh,
it
it
had
was
all
awful.
the stuff in it, but it was really
awful.
bad. Really bad. All right.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze did a much better job playing in Scooby Doo. You know.
All right. We got one left. Lorelei, what was your favorite video game of all time?
I think it was the Baldur's Gate Icewind Dale video games. I loved those.
Yep, those were fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I think Diablo, the original Diablo, was my first introduction to playing video games, and I have a special play. I love that. I love finding the special cow level, or the secret cow level. But yeah, Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale, I love those because I found like cheat codes on the internet and I put together binders so that when I ran out of arrows, fire arrows, I could just make them. I didn't have to buy them. I could make like 100 fire arrows. I want to get through parts of the game. I don't want to have to sit here and try to, run away from a troll or whatever it was that needed an ice arrow and you found like 2 in a chest. And it's like, no, you need a whole bunch of them. So I love being able to stick in a code and create whatever I wanted.
What I think is funny about the Diablo is Bill Roper. He went to high school with me in Concord, California. I used to spend my winters in California, my summers in Alaska, most of the time when I was growing up. But our computer teacher used to get mad at us. This is 79, 80, when we were playing video games. He said, "You're never going to make any money playing video games." And about 4 or 5 guys in that class went off to go do things in the gaming industry and made a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's try to pull a question from live chat. I know there was a couple that came across, or maybe they were just comments. I'm just kind of reading it as we go. But
Sam, it's kind of hard to keep track. Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah,
It's fun. This is
wow.
awesome.
I mean, it's amazing. I've got
22 people?
Yeah, 22 people watching right now. So
Hey, that's good.
yeah.
Charity asked, "What's your favorite recipe so far on the show, Mrs. Mack?"
Oh, favorite recipe.
My favorite recipe so far?
Anything that keeps Mac's mouth shut.
Something with
Yeah.
peanut butter.
I think the slow roasted turkey,
Okay.
which was not slow roasted at all.
Greensmower says not the carrots. Oh, you're getting
Poor Karen.
Greensmower. You're getting the death stare on
Thank
that
you,
one.
Tommy. Thank
Wow.
you.
And in case anybody missed it, there's a picture somewhere out there of Mrs. Max carrots.
Yeah.
There you
Or what used to be
Max-
Mrs. Max carrots.
No. They were technically for Mac. He wanted me to put some carrots on to boil for his stupid potato salad. And then, yeah.
The potato salad colorful charcoal. So she.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Greensmower. Thank you. And AK Catalyst, yeah, I think you're right.
All right, Mac.
Probably.
What's another question from Discord? Question number 2.
Oh, Discord. Okay, I'm moving back.
Yeah. Well, no, that's right.
again-
Well, it was a question. It was a question for Mrs. Mac. So, shit, they don't want to know what my favorite recipe is.
Okay, Paolo. Also, on that same question, he said, "What was your favorite game of all time?" He also said, "If you could design a game, what would be your setting? Fantasy, sci-fi, real world, ancient times, medieval, or a mix?"
Okay. All right. I'm going to start that one off because I am a huge fan of survival sandbox. I love and multiplayer. It's got to be multiplayer. I mean, individual's fine, but any game that's multiplayer, because I love playing with my friends, and it's a sandbox survival type game is a load of fun. I've been playing, my most recent game is Dinkum. It's an Australian survival game, but is so laid back. There's no monsters that come and get you. There's some alligators and some great white sharks, but as long as you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. But there's kangaroos running around and all sorts of critters you can catch with a butterfly net. You can catch butterflies, you can catch honeybees, there's scorpions, I mean, just all sorts of stuff. And then you design this little town. So those are the kind of games I like. So,
I've been watching you play Dinkum.
Yes, Love Sweet Charity. It's exactly like Animal Crossing, except you don't need to have the Nintendo Switch to play it. It's played on PC.
Frogger!
Huh?
I call it.
Animal Crossing Frogger,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my brain just went.
It's a cross between Animal Crossing and Minecraft. That's the way I looked at it.
Yep.
With lots of Rupu.
Dingo stole my baby. Yeah, that we brought that up in our stream. So
Yes, we did.
about that's I forgot his name again.
Seinfeld.
No, the Australian. It was the show. It was the movie, and it was Mary.
Oh, Hogan, Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile. No, not
Nope.
Crocodile Dundee. The one
Oh, the
where.
one with Selleck?
Yeah, with Tom Selleck.
But that
Quickly
wasn't the
Down Under.
movie.
Yes, it was.
That wasn't.
Oh no! Tom Selleck out in the bush.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I know the name of that.
Quigley
I've
Down
got that movie. What the heck is
Okay,
that
it's
movie?
Quigley
Yeah.
Down Under.
Quigley Down
Quigley
Under.
Down Under.
That's not where it came from.
That's not where it came from.
No, that's not where it came from. A Cry in the Darkness, or A Cry in the Dark, is what it originally was. It was based on a true story of a woman who claimed that the dingoes stole her baby. And then it went on to be like this huge meme-tastic thing before memes.
Well, because
Yeah.
I thought that was in the show. That was because he meets Crazy Mary.
Oh, well, they say
and-
it, but...
yeah, and they say it. That's the first time I'd heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So
I'll give you a little movie history. Mrs. Mack is usually the movie buff here. She knows
Right?
all
Yeah.
the music and the movies.
I'm more the music, just because I know some of the movies. Years and years ago, before I came to Alaska, before I even had any inklings I would be coming to Alaska, I was in Florida and I worked for Columbia Pictures and I did music royalties for Columbia Pictures. So
Neat.
that's how I have the music stuff going on.
all right.
That's cool.
Well, anytime I've ever had a question, it's always been, get Mrs. Mack.
I don't think
She's
she's
answered
been
it all.
stumped yet.
Yep, we have not stumped her yet.
All right. So what
No, you guys
was
got
the
me
original
once.
question, Mac?
If
Oh,
you
if
could
you could design a game. That's right.
what would be your go-to setting?
Yeah. So how about
Fantasy,
Lorelai?
sci-fi, real world.
Oh, I definitely do fantasy because I'm all about the D&D stuff.
Okay. All right.
Not good on the science fiction stuff.
See, I'm a science fiction fanatic. I love sci-fi.
Yeah, couldn't get through the Star Wars game
Oh, Star
because it
Wars.
was like,
Star
I
Trek,
don't like
love it.
this.
Star Wars Lego, you could get through that.
Oh, I probably could do Legos. Yeah.
Too funny. All right, Mac, what about you?
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi?
I like them all, but sci-fi is awesome.
Okay. Brick?
Medieval stuff. I love,
Yeah.
stuff set in that time frame and blacksmiths and fixing your armor and such. So
Okay.
that's probably one of the reasons that WoW hits pretty well for me.
Right. Yep. Mrs. Mac, what about you?
I would be medieval as well.
Okay.
I love that era.
Which, kind of makes sense because, we're in the world of Warcraft. So, how about Miss Listra?
I would be more of the kind of like a cross between the medieval and the fantasy. I mean, kind of what we're doing now a little bit, but probably more creature based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of like that stuff.
All right, so what was the one video game that scared the crap out of you when you played it?
Oh God, Dead Space.
Yep.
Dead Space.
I have to agree with that. Dead Space scared the crap out of me. It was just because there were so many jump scares.
Oh my God, I actually played it at night once, and it was the worst idea ever. Totally the worst.
How about you, Mac? Scariest?
I'm trying to think of something that rings a bell. I don't like watching a lot of scary movies. So I don't think I've played a lot of scary.
Oh, you'd never fit in at my house. That's all my wife likes.
I tell you.
She doesn't like stupid comedy, but she'll watch, Amityville Horror 1,500 times.
Scary movies, no. I get nightmares, and scary movies are not appropriate in this house.
Yeah, I have to wake her up
at
least twice a week for nightmares for her, and then she wakes up and looks at me and goes, "That's worse." She goes back to sleep.
How about Brick? Scariest movie? Or game, sorry. Scariest video game.
I don't scare very easily at all. I've not played a whole lot of games, but when I first played Doom, the original,
Really?
that scared me.
Okay.
Yeah, because they'd come out from around the corner.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Stuff like that. So I guess that would be it. But I generally don't startle, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that easy to scare. Jump scare, yeah. If my daughter jumps out,
Sure.
the hallway. But as far as something scary, doesn't really bother me because I'm more of the curious type. Like if an alien spaceship were to land in my yard, I'd go out there. And I'd
So you'd be wearing a red shirt in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So if an alien ship lands, you'd be the first one to get probed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As they say in the movie Paul, what can we learn from the probe?
Oh, gosh.
Nothing.
He likes it. No, sorry.
All right, who didn't
No,
I
you're
ask?
not.
Who didn't I ask yet? Scariest video game. Mrs. Mac.
I told you.
Okay.
I don't do
Don't
scary.
do but you've never played a video game that scared you?
I've played Sims and I've played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, those aren't scary. Well,
And Atari.
Sims can be scary depending on
Yeah, it could be.
I know the cheat codes,
Oh, okay.
like Lorelai, I learned the cheat codes. But
Yep.
yeah, no, I don't do scary.
Okay.
I get nightmares.
All right, Lorelai?
I have not played any scary ones either, because if I knew they were scary, I wasn't going to look at them in the first place.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think fear, getting scared is a good thing for you, for your body. It makes you learn. It at least does with me, because I'm not one that goes, oh my God, I saw a shadow and it must have been a ghost. No, I explore and try to figure out what I actually saw, or didn't see. I've done that a couple of times. Like, did I just see what I thought I saw? No, I didn't. So, because it was too much alcohol.
Hallucinations? Wow.
Yeah. All right.
That's a whole nother level.
Next question. I don't care which one you want to pick it from, whether it be stream chat or go from the Discord.
Well, I got one from SCINN. It says, "What are the host's favorite raid mechanics?"
Ooh.
Oh, that's easy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mash buttons.
Yeah, sometimes I think that's how my son does it, but he tanks. I'm like, he can't just be mashing buttons randomly. He's got to. There's got to be an order. There's got to be an order to it.
No.
But I'll go in there and
buttons.
Yeah, I'll go in there and he's just engrossed and he's just brah, 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 and he's got one of those mechanical keyboards so you can hear it, clear in the other room. And me, I use I got it right here. It's a gaming keypad. That's what I use, and so it's got programmable buttons on it. So I have a programmable finger. So when I know I want to do something, I know which finger it's set to, and I can just hit that button. I pre-program my brain for it. So every game I play, I have to set up a new profile on this stupid thing because it's got to be, open inventory has got to be the same button. Because if I switch it to a different button, I can never remember which button inventory is at.
He's got to be able to give the game the finger.
Yeah, I got to give the game the finger. So, yeah, that's what it is. Greensmore, it's a Logitech G11. I used to have a Nostromo, but the Logitech, my Nostromo died, and so I had to buy the Logitech. But now Logitech doesn't even make them anymore. You can find them, but they don't make them anymore. So, all right. Favorite game mechanic? Bricko? And I know you play a lot of classic, not a lot of retail. Wasn't that the question?
Yeah.
Your favorite game mechanic?
Favorite raid mechanic, yeah.
Favorite raid mechanic,
yeah.
Okay.
Like when
you could pull it out of a dungeon.
Either way, like if a boss just does something unexpected or the first time you see it,
yeah,
it's kind of a neat deal. But to come up with one actual one, like I like the Scarlet Monastery guy that does the spinning around with the swords.
Okay,
that's pretty fun.
All right,
and you got to get the hell out of the way because he'll cut you quick.
Yeah. All right, Mac. What about you?
I don't like raid mechanics. I'm not mechanically inclined.
Cop out.
That.
Now there was one. I can't even remember. It was back when I wasn't even on the podcast. We were raiding in the ones with the balls that were spinning around. I can't remember. That was way back when Joe Bowie was playing. I think that was in Legion.
Yeah. Are you talking about
little balls on the floor, and you had to go change the color? Anyways, if you knew what you were doing, you could hit the ball. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, there's so many raid mechanics that are out there. I'm going to say my favorite one was the one where the guys had to play basketball. And they were like, so the main raid was down below, and then there was 2 side wings, and then 2 or 3 people had to go up there and bounce this ball between them and get it in the hole at the end of the hallway. And they had to do it about the same time, I think, or really close to the same time. I thought that was a unique one. I'd never seen it before, because a lot of these mechanics you see every once in a while, you'll see a variation of it in another expansion. So they didn't really come up with anything new, but that one I've never seen but that one time.
I remember listening to you guys talking about that one and thinking it must have been an absolute nightmare.
Well, for the people who knew how to do it, it wasn't. But if you got if you got just picked to go up there, like in an LFR, forget it.
Yeah.
It just didn't get done. So, how about Lorelei? What's your favorite raid mechanic?
I'll pick something I'll pick the Sanctum, the Sire Denath. No, that's Castle Nathria. The Sire Denathrius fight, where it has several. I really like where you fight a little bit, then you have to run through the door, and then run back out the door.
Oh yeah, that's the last boss on.
Yeah, because we've never done that before. Not that I remember.
No, leave the room and come back.
So leave the room, come back, and it made it fun. I actually preferred the second part of that fight rather than the first fight. I love doing the going back and forth between the doors.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will say as just a throwback Thursday kind of thing, the raid with the dinosaur.
Thok.
What was it? Thok. Yeah, and
I'll never.
he would
forget his
chase
name.
you, and then you had to. Yeah, I love that. I loved fighting the
That was
dinosaur.
Mists, right?
No,
no, I think that was. Oh, wasn't
Warlords?
Legion?
I don't know. Maybe chat can help us out. What was the
Yeah.
What was the expansion that had Thok as a raid boss? I mean, it was a great big huge T-Rex dinosaur.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, there's a goblin.
Ooh.
Mrs.
This
Max
is
got
Miss
a goblin.
Tia.
Well, tell her to say hello.
Can you say hi to everybody? Hi.
Hi.
Hi, kiddo.
Oh.
She's cute. And that's one of how many,
Okay.
Mac?
9.
We have 9 grandchildren.
And you say that with a smile.
9.
I loved it. You were like a ventriloquist. We have 9 grandchildren.
We invested in 3M because they make duct tape.
Yes, Thok. Yes, Greensmower. Thok the Bloodthirst. Yeah, that was SOO.
Yes.
Yeah, the 11th boss in SOO.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I just love that
Oh,
he would chase
Joe,
you,
come on.
chase you down the hall. You had to
Okay.
get away because he would run down the hall and kill you.
Yes.
And this little teeny platform or little room, I guess it was it, and you're trying to run away from him in this little bitty room.
Oh, it was terrible.
That fight, that
Oh,
was
I
one of the
remember
first
that, yeah.
fights where, and I remember Bless You said this because Bless You and her and Dackard and Thiel and I, we used to all raid in the same guild. And she was like, I don't know how you do this. I'm always watching you. At this point, you move around to this side, and then you go to this side. And I said, because you got to know where to stand. Otherwise, you're going to get run over. So, yeah. Because that's always what I was talking to Dave the Lock
Yes.
in our guild chat. And he was like, well, I don't understand why I'm dying. And I don't. And I said, you know what? It's all about knowing where to stand.
Yep. That's very true.
Got to figure it out.
Yeah, I loved it. My favorite add-on in all time has got to be GTFO. That helped me the most when I was raiding because all of a sudden something's going, rat, rat, rat. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be standing in that. So, yeah, run away, little girl, as Liram would say. Run away, little girl. And I did catch your comment, Liram. Thank you. So, I did see that in chat.
If I can interrupt for just a second, there was a question that was left for me on the what are my top 5 recipes, and the reason I want to do this is because we now have small people who are up and mobile, and I'm probably going to have to go.
Okay.
But my top 5 recipes, there is my number 1 all-time favorite recipe is sugar cookies, and Miss Listra, you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh my god, those are the best.
This is the Land O'Lakes sugar cookie cutout recipe, the original one from way back when.
And you're making it homemade?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
You're just using the Land O'Lakes recipe. I gotcha.
Yeah,
It's the other way.
And then carrot cake. I have a recipe which I'll be sharing for carrot cake, which is phenomenal. My next one, this one has been played a couple times now, the egg puff. I love that recipe. That's the eggs and the cottage cheese and the flour and the green chilies and the shredded cheese.
The guys at work
been
like it
on-
when we bring that in.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
And then I like cheesy meatloaf, and I like homemade spaghetti sauce. I love to make my own spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, I can't make our own spaghetti sauce because I put onions and mushrooms and sausage and everything in it. And my wife does not like mushrooms. When I go to Papa Murphy's and order a Papa Murphy's combo, I have to say, and I literally say this, I'd like a Papa Murphy's combo with no mushrooms. And if you put mushrooms on it, I'm coming to your house to sleep on your couch. And so far, they've never put mushrooms on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Poor mommy.
Yeah. Well, She says she doesn't like anything grown in crap.
Greens mower. That's so sweet. Okay, guys, I am going to have to bug out because this one here is hungry and there's a 2-year-old running around somewhere. So
Yep.
Good luck, Mrs. Mac.
That's never a good thing. Yeah, thanks,
He's
Mrs.
not
Mac,
up
for joining
here.
us.
I saw the
Bye.
little goblin run by earlier, and I went after him. That was when I stepped away from the keys.
Goblin
So,
alert.
all right, so with her leaving, I need to rearrange my logo a little bit here. Give me just a sec.
Oh yeah, it's over Mac's face. Yeah. That's not a bad thing.
We can make that a little bigger.
Now I'm gonna put it over. Oh, there you go.
No, I'm
There
just
we
going to
go.
make it a little bigger and drop below. That's my symbol down below. There we go. Now I'm back. So, yep, that's fine. That was really nice of Mrs. Mac to join us. So that was pretty cool.
Yep.
So, and we have hit an hour, but I know
Really?
we have a lot more questions to go, right, Mac?
Oh, we do. I figured we were gonna go over, but
Yeah, no, we're going to go until we answer all the questions.
Yeah, let's just do it.
all right. So next one, Kazuri. Who has been your each host's favorite, most memorable guest in the 6 years?
I'm going to start
Oh,
that one off with
nice.
Charm. Oh wait, we haven't had her as a
We
guest
haven't
yet.
had
You haven't had her. Wait a minute.
I know you guys were going. We did?
Oh, I missed that one. Darn.
Bricko, you should be on more often.
I was gonna say, is that restraining order
All right.
done? What?
No, I liked it. I liked it when we had Tommy Chong. We had Tommy
For
Chong
sure.
on the podcast for about 6 seconds. No, that was seriously though. Seriously, I think my favorite guest so far has been Brick, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted him on the podcast. Is I was hoping people would go, how does the Lion Pride Tavern have Tommy Chong on their podcast? We should listen to this, and then we get millions of people listening to our podcast instead of just 5,000. But
Oh, man.
it hasn't happened. I know. No pressure,
Oh.
Brick. No pressure.
No, good
Okay,
Lord.
give us your best Tommy Chong right now. Come on.
Dave's not here, man.
See, it's like right there. It is perfect.
It's all in the mic. Okay. Buy a
I
nice
just-
mic, Dave.
I just
No.
remember the first
Go ahead.
time that I played that for Mrs. Mac. She goes, "How did you?" And it's not him.
It's not him. No, I do have to say, I can't say I have a favorite guest. Every guest that we've had has been amazing. I think my most memorable was Charity, Love Sweet Charity, because of the way I found her. I found a video of hers on YouTube where she's in Pandaria and she's doing that quest where you got to drag the big cooking pot behind you. And
Oh, God.
she's giggling her butt off, dragging his pot from place to place. And I was like, I have got to get a hold of that girl and see if she wants to be on the podcast. Actually, I just got her to get her to come in and play World of Warcraft with us, but then I got her to come into the podcast, so it was even better. But all right,
I remember that quest.
yeah, it was a fun quest. I liked
It
all
was.
I liked all the Pandaria stuff. So it was fun. So Mac, what about you? Do you have a favorite guest?
I liked when I brought Cavo on the show.
I knew you were
asked.
I knew you were gonna bring that one up.
You were
Damn you.
Who's Cavo?
Yeah,
It's like,
I had no idea.
it's like that. He comes on and it's like, yeah, he's done some music collaborations with Charm. And you're like, what?
And you didn't even bring it up like halfway through the podcast. And then I find out, and then I'm like, oh my God, who is this guy? So yeah, and he was gracious enough to let us give us permission to use his collaboration music with Charm.
Yep.
I haven't used any of it yet, only because I know the Charm music that I have now, I do get copyright hits from YouTube on it, but it's just saying that I can't, it's not like bad, it just means I can't monetize. I can't monetize my YouTube stuff anyway, because you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and I've only got like 513. So I'm not even close to monetizing, so I don't care. So I keep using it. Once I get to that point where I can start monetizing my streams or my YouTube videos, it might be a different story. I might have to not use Charm anymore. But for right now, I am very happy to use Charm. And Vincent Moretto, he was another one I found. I was trying to find Tavern music to play in the background, and I found Vincent Moretto, and he's doing a heavy metal version of the Lionspridetavern music that they play when you are down in Goldshire. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. So I went, you know what? I've already asked Charm. She said yes, so I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to email him and ask him, and he came back saying, sure, just make sure you mention who I am. You know, and he's done a lot of stuff, yeah. But he's all heavy metal. I mean, and I love it. A lot of his stuff is really good. But, yeah. All right, Brick, your favorite host, or guest?
I think, because Jodo was actually on the show originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He was a host.
So I guess he wouldn't count, but I really enjoyed when he'd be on as a guest.
Yep.
He's so informative, you know, like, and I'm not one that rated a whole lot, but it made it sound like something I could do again, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, they've all been great, like you said. But yeah, I just really find it fun when Joda stops in and says hi.
He's a wealth of knowledge. He's like my son. I mean, literally. You can go ask him anything, and he's got an answer for it. So, Lorelei, how about you?
I think my most memorable guest was Ro, because it was the first time I felt like
we moved up in the world.
Were listening to us.
Yep.
That, you know, because I remember we'd get so excited when you would say, "Oh my gosh, we have somebody listening in South America or Australia," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" But this was somebody who was on the internet saying, "This is a podcast I really like, and I recommend it." And I was like, "Oh, we are becoming somebody."
Yeah, Ro was funny because he got a hold of me and he goes, "I'd like to have you on my podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. You know, what time and all that." And we're chatting back and forth. And at the last second, at the last part of it, I go, "I just need to make sure everybody else can come." And he goes, "Everybody else?" I said, "Yeah, we have 5 hosts." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
He was on our show, right?
He was on our show. Yep.
Yeah, I thought he was. Okay, yep. I want to make sure that I wasn't just thinking that.
Yeah, but we went on his show.
Yeah, I remember that, and I thought,
but we had to do it.
He came on our show.
We had to do it in 2 parts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. So, all right, Miss Listro, who's your favorite guest?
I haven't been around as long as the rest of you, so that makes it really hard. I liked it when we had our good friend Kazuri on.
Yeah,
just
Kazuri
because
was fun.
He was fun, and I loved hearing afterwards the reaction his kids had.
Well, you heard
what on the show.
You heard what he did, right?
Yeah, he didn't tell him.
He didn't tell him, and then at dinner he plays the podcast for him that he's on as the guest. I think that's cool.
They lost their minds.
He's been DMing me a lot and texting me, and you know, because he was going to do his own podcast. He just didn't have an idea of what, and that's the toughest part. I mean, we struggled with it from the very beginning, didn't we, Lorelei? I mean,
definitely.
Liram's taken off. All right, thanks, Liram. Liram's one of my guys from the Mahula family. He's a gamer over there with my gaming group. When we first started streaming, the original idea was just to talk about the raid, and it was originally just to get our raid members to listen to us. That was our idea, and that's what I pitched to Joe Bowie. So that's why Joe Bowie was so anal about talking mechanics. And he would explain it on the podcast in great detail, what you're supposed to do and what class and so on. And that's all we were trying to do. was just do a podcast that our raid members would listen to and hear what we had to say. Because you can't take up the time during raid to explain everything. So we thought this would be an extra way. People would listen to it outside of raid and go, oh, that's what a melee DPS has to do, during this fight. But it just escalated. It went way beyond that. And granted, we still talk about our raid, but, now we have Classic with Mac and Bricko and Lystra. And, we have guests come in, and we all have our minutes now, which is kind of fun. And the minutes I came up with was just as a way of, I felt really bad because when Joe Bowie was on, he'd take up so much time talking. And I felt bad for Lorelei. Because she wouldn't say 3 things, during the whole podcast. I was like, because it's all Joe Bowie or me or, whoever else, Epistle was on there.
Can't talk about Melee. It's already been talked about.
Right? So,
covered.
God, I never forget, during our podcast, I would always ask questions, and then I would start with one person, and I always started off with Epistle. Because he's a school teacher. So is Lorelei, or X, whatever. Well, he still teaches, right? Yeah, I think he does.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he was quick. He could come up with an answer quick, and that gave everybody else time to think about the question. Because I never pre-posted the questions.
Sure.
And then it would come down to, oh my gosh, I just spaced her name. Tappuccino.
Oh, Tap with the bird in the background.
I would always make Tappuccino the last person to answer. Because that way she could go, and she did it all the time. She goes, well, I agree with Joe Bowie. that was her answer.
I miss her.
Yeah. But Tap was a lot of fun. She had birds, and they would sing in the background, and yeah, she was always apologize for her birds.
At least hers were just singing. Mine scream.
Yeah, right.
She did have a parrot that would start squawking.
Yeah. Yep. But all right, well that's fair enough. I mean, granted I understand Lystra, you haven't been around long enough, but yeah, I do agree that Kazuri was a lot of fun. And any of you guys that are out there that are actually viewing the screen, viewing the podcast and have listened to our podcast, if you want to be a guest on the podcast, by all means get a hold of either me or Mac in Discord. Just direct message us, DM us, and say that you would like to try to be on the podcast. We do record on Sundays at this time, so you have to make that available. But it's usually only an hour. Now, it's not a live recording, so it's okay if you screw up, not a big deal. We can edit it out. I've edited out a lot of stuff on Mac.
Yeah, I'm not one that can brag about that either. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I've edited his a few times too. So
Mac, you can't say that. I just did. Okay, let's get rid of that.
So, all right, another question, Mac.
All right, this is from Tom Lowe. He says, I've got 2 questions. If you could make changes to your preferred class for Dragonflight, what would they be? And number 2, what are you looking forward to most in the upcoming Wrath of the Lich King Classic?
All right, well, we'll let, Mac, why don't we let you start off with that one? Because I know the Classic, you've got your opinions on the Classic, but...
If you can make any changes for your preferred class for Dragonflight, boy... I'm not 100% sure what they're doing with all the classes in Dragonflight. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. So
I will just say for Dragonflight, what I'm looking forward to the most is it's not Shadowlands.
Good answer.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Good answer.
Fair.
And then what I'm looking forward to the most in the upcoming Wrath Lich King Classic is mages being able to sell things in the auction house instead of bark and trade chat. There are a lot of people that make a lot of gold doing that, but I prefer just to throw things in the auction house, let it do it by itself, and go off and do my own thing.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Brick?
in Dragonflight to have. See, they're doing the talent trees again.
Yeah.
Oh, since if you
And
can
they're
make
playing
it,
with
Excited
those.
about that.
So I think how about that? They're doing it.
Okay. All right.
I want the trees back.
Yep. Well, I would say the one thing I think was really cool that they're doing, they're making all of your secondary, what are those called? Tailoring and that kind of stuff.
Tertiary.
Yeah. They're making them more worthwhile to do.
Okay.
So
Again.
and again.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good thing. But I haven't really been following the Dragonflight. I don't want to. My son got the alpha. My daughter is begging me every day to check to make sure I didn't get the alpha because she put in for it and she hasn't gotten it and she's not happy about it. But I don't like to do the alphas because I get so far in it and then they go, okay, we're done, and we're going to bring it out, and then I got to start all over again. And I'm not one,
Yep.
as you can tell with Classic, I'm not one to start over again.
This one doesn't like doing things twice.
No. So, Lorelei, what about
But in
you?
Wrath-
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, that was Classic too. I don't like to start over.
But in Wrath, I'm looking forward to the Death Knight. I want a blood tank. Actually, I think Unholy might be the tank spec technically.
No, Holy's
That's what I'm
healing.
excited for Wrath.
No, blood was
Unholy.
the tank.
Blood was the tank.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
Unholy, I think you could do a build too for that.
Oh, Unholy. Yeah.
Yep,
Unholy.
Unholy.
He's absolutely right. There was a tank build for Unholy.
you had the better pet with the Unholy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Lorelei, how about you? What are you looking forward to in Dragonblight or Dragonflight? See, we're in Dragonblight for Dragonflight.
We're gonna be so
come
confused.
join our guild.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the new race. I get excited about new races. I just hope they don't keep hitting warriors with the Nerf bats. It's like just when you get it down, you feel like, oh man, I've really got. Okay, now we're gonna smack you down again. And then you look at your ranks on what is the best DPS, and it's like, oh, there's the warriors at the bottom again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always take away some of our good stuff.
Well, when it came out, I thought it was originally, the mages were your DPS, the warriors were your tanks, and because that was classic D&D,
Yep.
And then they just started going all sorts of different directions with tanks and.
Yeah, it's almost like I've always felt since the beginning. It's like they didn't quite know what to do with warriors because. It always seems strange that Arms and Fury were two different specs.
Yeah.
Like all it is one has one weapon and one has two. And it's like they couldn't come up with 3 different specs for a warrior.
Yeah. I think AK Catalyst hit it right there on the head. It's hard to balance out, especially when they incorporate PvP. So if you were just PvE, it would probably work out. But because they got player versus player in there, it doesn't work that way, because I remember going in when they made you do PvP to go to level up in your class. I remember the PvP people going, why are you sending these PvEers in to ruin our PvP games? And I get that.
We had to do it to get the cloak from Rathian.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I had to do it.
Lister and I were not happy about that.
Oh,
no,
yeah. I don't think anybody was.
don't like it.
I don't think anybody was.
I just think they need to hit Mrs. Max DPS with a Nerf bat.
Yeah,
Wait.
she's a little hot.
Doesn't that go the other way around? And she's supposed to hit you with a bat?
Well, she
That's
does.
frying pan.
Frying
But
pan.
it needs to be nerfed. She does a lot more damage.
Oh. All right. Who did I miss? Did I miss you, Lystra?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so-
Well, let's see. Wrath. I'm kind of looking forward to being able to dual spec. Because I'm pretty sure that comes out then. That was pretty decent.
Okay.
I used to make a little bit of money with transmutes. back in the day in vanilla, but not a ton. So yeah, I just want to do all that old content again. I'm ready to go. Let's go to the Frozen North.
Okay. All right. And what about
And
Dragonflight?
well, I got to admit, when I heard the talent trees were coming back, I got really pumped because I really wanted to be able to customize a little more on what's going on. We'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah, because they're talking about changing it now.
Yeah, they're already talking changes, so we'll see what happens when it comes out, and let's see if I'm still as excited. But I used to love the old talent trees because right now, I mean, it'll probably happen this way again, but you go out there and you have to have this, and this if you're going to be productive. And it's like, if everybody has that, it's kind of lame.
They've homogenized everything and just kind of turned it into every man can do what every person can do what every other person can do sort of thing. I like having the different abilities for the different tunes. Having each of them, they shine in their own area instead of each one being able to do everything. I like that.
Yeah.
Choices mattered.
Yep.
Yeah. And dual spec, I mean, everybody wanted dual spec. I mean, for a while there, if you were a tank and a healer, Brick, I mean, you were bouncing back and forth, and it got expensive, man, because every time you switched, it was more and more gold. And gold was not that easy to come by in freaking Classic. It was tough.
Right.
Yeah, I had to take a loan to get flying. I remember that.
It goes up pretty quick in Wrath. You start making
definitely,
some gold pretty quick. Just the quest rewards are bigger. You able to loot all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and Greensmower's right. I am a meter bitch. I am a total meter bitch. I look at that sucker and I go through, and every time they post up the numbers at the end of the raid, I go in my corner and I cry a little.
I beat her on the last raid.
Oh,
I beat her.
You watch me in raid. I don't like go in the corner. They just sit and point fingers at me. Like, don't be like him. He's doing less DPS than the healers. What the hell?
I'm working on it, man. I did my time walking. I got another piece today. Will it make any difference? I don't know. Libs helped me out last night by getting all my conduits up to 278, so that was a bonus. So, little by little, I'll get there. It just takes time.
Nice. All right. Next question, Mac.
Next question. We're almost at him, but Nate asks, what is each of your favorite part of WoW? Raid, PvP, questing, etc. Also, what's your favorite memory of the show or game?
Okay. All right. Lorelei, you want to start off with that one?
Ooh, yeah. Okay. There's a lot to that question.
There is.
I guess one of my I've talked about it before. I guess it was when I was learning how to play the game. So one of my favorite moments was learning what PvP was for the first time when I ran my little low-level warrior into Darkshore, and there was something that looked like a big cow standing in a fountain, and everybody was hitting on it. And I said, well, they must know something I know. I don't know. So I ran up and hit it, and I just exploded. And I was looking for any friends on the game. And I'm like, what happened? I just died, because I was always dying, and I could never figure out how to come back to life. So, I explained what was going on. I found somebody online, and they said, oh, you're not supposed to hit anything like that. That was what PvP was. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I like that very much.
To be honest, I did get into PvP for a little bit.
I did too.
Until I learned what a twink was.
Didn't enjoy it at all.
Back when they were twinking, that was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad.
And then I realized why, these level 9s were just destroying my level 10.
They had the twink, the 19 level 19
bracket.
Was it
19? Yeah.
Yeah,
19 tweaks. Yep.
1929.
the 19 bracket with our rogues with the best in slot
Oh my god.
weapons. Oh, we used to have
Rogues.
a blast.
Oh.
We had
I hated
we
rogues
had
so
four-
bad. I hated
We
them.
had
Oh my
four of
god.
us in the guild that used to go in, and we used to team up all the time and go in, and we just we all stick together, and just decimate people. It's like, his stun's off, and then someone else will stun him. And
Yeah, I'd be told, go stand and guard this flag. Okay, I can do that. And then all of a sudden it'd be, bap, you get sapped. And then here comes another warrior in and just tears me up. And I'm like, okay, I don't like this even more now.
Oh, yeah.
back in the day,
I tried
there was an affliction warlock, and I don't remember his name, but he used to he was the only one. He'd just dot and run. And you're chasing after him, and your health is just going down lower and lower and lower. It's like, you can never catch him. You know,
Called Tick Tick Boom, Mac.
Yeah, I tell you. I got to make this warlock character.
Those damn warlocks.
I tell you.
All right, Brick, what about you?
Getting dungeons with the gang on Discord and just doing that stuff in classic or retail. Whatever. I just like hanging out with this group we got over here at the Lionspridetavern. And then my favorite memory of the game has got to be the Wrathgate.
Yeah?
Yeah, that Wrathgate just blew my mind. And you were actually you were a elite when you went to Undercity. On the part of that quest, your character became an elite. You were like unkillable. It was so fun.
Yep. So Ant just popped on. Sorry, Brick. Ant just popped on and asked how much longer we're streaming. We're just wrapping up a few more questions. How many we got, Mac? What do you think?
I think it's this one and then one more.
And one more.
Then if there's any more on the
stream. And then if there's any in stream chat that people want to ask, we'll answer those. But then we'll probably call it a stream.
Yeah, I'll scroll up and take a look at Discord here in a minute.
Yep. So
and thanks for stopping by, Ant.
Yeah. So Miss Lystra, how about you?
Oh, I've got so many good memories that when we come back to, because like I said, we've been doing this now for 16, 17 years. And actually, do I call it a good memory? Brick, do we call it a good memory? Do you remember when we got roped into doing arenas? And we sucked?
Oh, that was...
It was really bad.
Most painful. Like, it wasn't even... I don't know if we even could get mad. We were so horrible.
Oh my god, we were so bad.
We had a 5s team, didn't we? We
had a 5s and we had a 3v3. And we were bad at all of it. It didn't matter. Yeah.
See, and I never did any of those. Those are like those are rated contests, right?
That is exactly why they wanted us to do it.
Yeah. They came out in BC. There was no arenas prior.
Yeah, I remember when they came out, and I just looked at it and went, it's PvP, and now it's even smaller? I know.
Oh, we did some PvP, we did the arenas. Some of the funner things we did, I mean, what we're still trying to do, and we're not going to even make it before Wrath comes out, is we wanted to go back and do Kara. If that was our goal, it's like we wanted to go back, and I wanted to go back and do opera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was the funnest one, because you get out there, you never knew what you were going to get until you got to the door, and somebody would have to go up and ask, what is it today? It's like, oh, yeah, cool, let's do that one, or no, let's not do that one. It's like, no. Oh, it's Little Red Riding Hood, let's do that one. Oh, wait a minute.
Not Morose, but Mac needs an enchant in there, so we're probably going to go to Kara once, I think.
Yeah,
we have to.
Yeah, I've got to go to Steam Vaults.
Yeah, that's where my helm drops.
You gotta get the key?
I gotta get the key.
Okay, well.
I get on my mage just because I've got to get faction to be able to get. There's an enchant that Brick wanted in there, and I have to have the faction to be able to buy the enchant.
Oh, okay.
Mongoose,
Let's go.
Mongoose,
Come on, we've been doing it.
Mongoose is the one.
So that's one of the questions. What was the other question?
What's your favorite memory in the show or the game?
Memory of the what?
In the
show.
What
is your favorite memory of the show or the game? I will enunciate.
Enunciation. I just love all of us when we get together. I mean, this is my social interaction for the most part, other than my crazy children. I mean, they're now adults and going off and doing their own thing, so I don't see them very often. You guys, I see more than my own family. So,
Well, you got to do like I did and just get them involved in World of Warcraft.
oh God, no. I got some personalities, and my daughter would be absolutely no. She's not going to do that. And my son he's got the addictive personality, so he's already sucked into I don't know how many different games that he plays. So we need to get him back on the schoolwork. College, finish. So there you go. But no, you guys are my next family. So I love you guys, all of you.
Yep.
Great.
I have to say that's exactly where I was going. Up until we started raiding, the game, like I said, was just kind of a fix for my Dungeons and Dragons. But once I started raiding and raiding with people, the same people, and getting to know them, like Lorelei and I have been raiding together for, God, it's got to be, if we've been doing the podcast for 6 years, it's got to be 10 years that we were raiding together.
We started raiding in Pandaria.
No, we were
Yes!
before that.
I don't think so.
What Siege of Orgrimmar, wasn't that before Pandaria?
That's Miss Pandaria. Nope, that was.
Okay. All right. Then
Siege
that's
Orgrimmar
Yeah.
was
That's when it
like
was.
a year long.
Yeah. Yep, that's when it was SOO. So.
And it was fun because we weren't raiding in my guild at that moment. The guild was kind of dissipating and falling apart. And it was like, oh, I'm just running around. And then Theo said, hey, come on over here. I found this group and they seem pretty good.
Yeah.
Lots of nice people.
You know, and it was funny because my wife and I were in a raid group that it was a father-son. And the only reason he was doing it is because his dad had failing health. So he got his dad interested in his game to keep his mind, active. And his dad started getting worse, so he dropped out. So the raid group was up for grabs, and they asked me if I wanted to raid lead it. And I went, first initial was like, no, I got too many other things to do to raid lead. But then I went, I will talk to my family. So I talked to my son and my wife, and I said, if we're going to do this, we do this together, all three of us. That was before my daughter. My daughter played World of Warcraft at the age of 4. She could play World of Warcraft, and she couldn't even read yet. I mean, she knew where all the quests were at and what to do. She'd get all the way up to level 10, then delete that character and start over. Get all the way up to level 10.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so she was amazing. I got a great picture of her sitting there on my laptop at the end of the coffee table in her PJs, and I think it was even Christmas, playing World of Warcraft.
Aww.
Nice.
So,
that's cute.
But, as a family, we decided to take over the raid group, and that's the one we've been in ever since. It had a different name to it. We changed it to Fellowship of the Thing because I wanted to change the name, but I am terrible at coming up with like character names and anything like that. I'm not good at it. And I think I asked a friend of mine. Yeah, he's a police officer right now. He's actually a detective, and he was raiding with us for a while. And he said, and because Lord of the Rings and the Fellowship of the Rings were out, and all that, he goes, he's the one who suggested Fellowship of the Thing. Because nice. I used that little icon for our guild Tavern, and it looked like the little white monster face, so we always use that for the Thing. So that's how Fellowship of the Thing came about. Now, the Lionspridetavern, we have guilds for that, but that's totally different than our raid group. Our raid group is Fellowship of the Thing. So if you do get in with our raid group, you know that that's our raid guild, but you don't have to be a member of the guild. We don't require it, although a lot of people do come over and become members. But the original, it wasn't that to begin with, and I don't remember. It was a family guild between me, my family, and then my wife's sister's family. were the only ones in our guild. And we had a guild name for it. I don't even remember what it was, but we changed it to Fellowship of the Thing, and then it's just progressed from there. And I heard we were like number 8 or 6 or something like that in guilds.
What?
Server?
Yeah, for the server.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
For Dragonblight. Yeah, because we're on the Dragonblight server. That was the original one when I first looked through, when I made my first character, which was a female mage, I looked through all of the servers' names, and I got as far as Dragonblight. I went, oh, Dragon. I got to be in that one, you know.
Right.
And that's the one I picked, and we've been in it ever since. And, of course, now Fenris is our sister server, so you can be in either one of those, and you can interact with us. But it's not required. I mean, to raid, we cross-roam raid now and cross-server raid, so which is the best thing they could have done. So
Should have done that in Wrath.
Now you can cross-faction raid, too.
Yeah. So, all right. Everybody got that question answered?
I didn't.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Mac.
Oh, what's your favorite part of WoW? I like being gold.
Well, that's why we didn't ask you. We knew.
I know. Favorite memory in the game was Dex and I were doing. But besides when I got Ashes of Alar, Dex and I were doing Bastion Twilight. He was showing me how to farm the Ember Silk in there, and as long as you don't kill any of the bosses, you go in the first room, clear everything out, run out, go back in. You can clear it 10 times, and then just log your tune out and wait for an hour, then go back in and do another dungeon. Anyways, we were doing Ember Silk. Dex was showing it to me, and he lost count of how many times we'd gone in and out. And he ran out of the dungeon so we could reset the dungeon again, and ran right off the edge of Bastion of Twilight and started falling. And he's on a mage. And I'm yelling, slow fall, slow. He couldn't find the slow fall key.
You never find that one when you need it.
No,
I was
not when
laughing.
you need it.
I was laughing so hard.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, that was my best memory in the game.
Nice.
When I got Ashes of Alar, it was Dex and I, similar type thing. He was showing me how to get Ashes. I'd never been in the dungeon before, and he goes, "We're just going to sneak on through here. I'll show you how to do everything. We'll go out, and we'll each do our own instance because we can solo them, and that way we each get a chance for this to drop." And it's like, all right. So I go through and we're talking, and they have the very last boss where Ashes drops. You get there's a 10-minute speed. It's like a long talk, but they just sit. The boss just talks and talks and talks. And
Yeah, the RP stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it's like Mac. It's like, shut up. Anyways, it just went on and on and on. And anyways, it finished and killed the mob. And Dex goes, all right, well, we'll finish up. And it's like, yeah, I got this, and I named Ashes of Alar. He goes, oh, you did not get Ashes of Alar. He thought I was messing with him. I said, no, I did. He goes, no, you didn't, because you get a guild achievement. He was in the guild with me, and I right-clicked on the thing that put it in my thing. I got the achievement. He goes, boop. We were on Skype, and he rage quit out of Skype. He'd been in there hundreds of times, and my very first time through, I just I didn't care. We were just having fun talking while we were playing.
There's a lot of people that have that luck. I've known people that have done dungeon after dungeon after dungeon trying to get this one mount or whatever it may be, and literally done hundreds of them. And then their friend comes along and one run and gets and drops. It's like, well, it's total RNG.
Right.
You just got to pray to the RNG gods more. That's all you got to do.
On the other hand, the dragon mount that drops in Stonecore, I've been through there hundreds of times. I still haven't got that one to drop. So
yeah. So all right.
Oh, Theon, his first attempt for the Reigns of the Fallen Charger, gets it.
There we go.
Some people
don't tell Lorelai. He has major strange luck with mounts from bosses and things like that.
Not me. Whenever we go out and quest and we have to pick up, 10 or 15 of these certain items and they randomly drop, I am always the one that's last, and we're looking for 2 more, and we kill 15 mobs, and I can't get the last 2. It's just like
Barons. I remember the Barons. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just
so many favorite memories there. Seeing the town of Crossroads, and being a newbie, I didn't realize it was Horde, so I ran right through the middle of it. Couldn't figure out why I died, so I came back and did it again.
Yeah, you died while listening to Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those were so famous.
I'm reading them, yeah.
Barons chat.
All right. What's the last question, Mac?
Oh, Libs was the last question, and again, I think I've already answered this one. She says, "What are your some of the things you are all excited for with the Dragonflight expansion?" And as I said, it's not Legion, so not Shadowlands.
Not
Being a dragon.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun.
I've watched enough videos. And Miss Lystra. So I'm watching. I'm on Twitch. And I'm watching, and all of a sudden it comes up saying, "Hey, this person's live on Twitch right now." I'm like, I didn't subscribe to her. Who the hell is that? So I tuned to her channel, because I'm eliminating channels that I don't know, and I tuned to her channel, and she's on Dragonflight, and she's going through it. And I'm like, what? And Aleandris, that's who it is. And she rated me. How did that work?
There was like a dual raid going on there. It's
something. Anyway, that we met through you, and you weren't on last podcast. You weren't, and that's when I talked about it. Was last podcast, but yeah, and so I put in there that I'm lurking her stream, and she goes, "Oh, hey, Captain Adonis, how are you?" And she made it like she knew me. I was like, but I don't know you. So I typed up something like, okay, how do I know you? Because I don't normally follow people I don't know. And of course, she was like, I don't know, maybe it was through this. I'm like, no. She goes, I said, I'm podcast host for Lionspridetavern. She goes, oh yeah, it was through Lystra then, because she's on your podcast. So she does a podcast.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Well, 3.
3?
Yeah,
okay.
like 2. Yeah, at least 2, if not 3.
Yeah, because it's something like Love, Laugh, Lore or something like that, or
with Jin.
Yep.
Yeah,
with Jin. Yeah,
and then
we love Jin.
Hers is Dungeon Fables. She goes through each of the dungeons from every expansion. It's really cool.
Yeah, so I needed to tell you. Now I watch her all the time when she's on, except when she's doing Dragonflight, because I don't want to see any of it.
Don't want to know. I know.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't get into the beta or alpha on that one, because I prefer just to go into it cold. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But Allie's cool. She's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I got the Wrath beta, and I haven't got any yet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
I'll be honest with you, Brick. I didn't even apply for any of them this time. Because, you know me, I've gotten into the betas multiple times, and this time
I didn't apply for the alpha.
Didn't apply for any of it this time.
Okay.
But apparently I did for the Wrath. So I don't know, I guess. Whatever.
Well, I know my daughter would be extremely happy if I did get the Dragonflight, but I haven't got it yet, so. All right. So, yeah, we kind of already answered that question, Mac.
I know. It was the last one. I'm looking on Discord right now.
There's one more from RP Govan I think we missed.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What are your... Oh, there you go. Yeah, I saw that. I see that now.
Yeah, what are your plans to keep it fresh for the years to come? For the show, I'm guessing, right?
Yep. I'm assuming for the show. I'm going to shower, right before the podcast.
No hot tub streams, okay?
We're not
doing that. We're not doing that.
So, for those of you who don't know, I'm sitting there one night, I'm watching Twitch TV, I'm watching some of my favorite people, Critical Hits Live, and Miss Listra, and Brick, and whoever else may be on. And I look down, and they have recommended channels down below, and there's somebody with 10,000 people watching them. 10,000! I'm like...
Amaranth?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm like, who the hell, what are they playing? Oh, they're playing hot tubs and bikinis. I'm like, seriously? That's a stream? And there are 10,000 people watching them. Watching her.
I don't look right in the bikini, so.
Yeah. Well, and so that's the running joke, Mac. That's the running joke. So Zanfan and I have been talking about that on my streams, where he really thinks it should be 2 fat dads in a hot tub, and you pay us to get off.
Not to?
You pay us to shut the channel down.
You pay us for each piece of clothing we put on. There we go.
Every time you subscribe, we put something on.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
$1 million idea.
All right, so we're going to throw it out there for stream chat since you guys are live, and I really appreciate all you guys watching the live stream of this 6th year anniversary podcast. But if you have a question, throw it in chat right now. Tumlo says, take my money.
I was the one about the mankini, because, Brick, do you still have your mankini?
No, but there are pictures I hear.
Wait a minute. You can't tell me that grew back already.
Oh,
no,
Kylie.
I just I evened it out.
Kylie
he is there.
Yeah. Kylie just threw that in chat too. She goes, ask Mirko about the mankini.
Pretty hilarious.
There's our next money-making deal. We're going to have pictures of Brick and his mankini, and we'll just, for every $1, we're going to do like they did on, oh God, what movie was it with the baseball movie? Come on. Major League?
Oh, Major League, yeah.
Yeah, where they took off a piece of her clothing every time they won.
Yep, every time they won. Yep. We could
We'll
do that.
with your
I don't know who'd watch.
We'll just take off one little square.
Yeah. I was, yeah. No, let's just move on. You got me where I didn't know what to say. That's pretty rare.
Yes, I win!
Yes, you did. You win the day, Lissy. Here's to you.
One of the guys said I was picturing Borat.
Well, you're not far off.
No, huh? What?
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up right there, guys. That's an hour and 40 minutes for for our show. I expected it. I expected it because it's our 6-year anniversary. Yeah. So
all these wonderful folks came to hang out with us. It's so cool.
Thank you so much.
This is our family.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're part of it too because they're listening with us.
Yep.
Yeah. And they've been a part of some of this stuff that we've done. They know.
Yeah.
They come on and deal with Bricko and I after we've been drinking.
Oh, God.
It was like, oh, God, Bricko's healing.
I have a headache.
Well, sometimes it works.
It's not a tumor.
It does.
It
We're
works.
going to be in the. I'll be playing after we get off tonight, so I'll be back in TBC. If you guys want to join me, you're welcome to.
Play for a little bit, but I got to get up early and
Mrs. Mac, she brings along. Mrs. Mac is watching the grandkids.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was answering a question.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike. She had to go. The grandkids got up and
we put them down for a nap, and they didn't nap quite long enough. Like I said, I had to break away early. I saw one run by my door, and he was in the basement, 3 floors down, and he made it all the way up here to my room. So, what the hell?
Well, we really didn't answer the question on how we're going to keep it fresh. I just think we have
baking soda, Arm & Hammer.
Yeah. We have a very unique group, and even when one host leaves and another one comes in, they fit right in. They roll right into it. I don't think there is anything we really need to do to keep it fresh, but we're always open for suggestions. So if you guys have thoughts or criticisms, good or bad, by all means, you can throw it in our Discord. You can DM Mac or me or any of us and let us know. you can even do it anonymous. I have my email for Captain Adonis that's my gaming handle. You can throw it in there. However you want to get a hold of us. By all means, we love comments and criticisms, and I'm one of those people that I can take negative criticism and I can take positive. So it doesn't make any difference because sometimes I don't see it. Sometimes I do this all the time and I know Mac's this way because we're ex-military and we're ex-Navy. We always say guys. Hey guys. It's not a gender thing. It's just that's everybody.
Yeah.
That means everybody. And I had one person point that out on one of my streams. They had kind of a masculine name in my stream, and they were asking me questions, and I said, guys, this, and she's like, I'm a girl. And I'm like, well, I don't mean to offend. Don't get me wrong. She goes, no, that's all right. My dad was Air Force. I get it.
Tumla says just let Mac off the leash. I don't think Mrs. Mac will let me.
I don't think you want to see that, Tumlo.
Nope.
I really don't. Yes, and it was. Nate, thank you very much. This was very fun. I really enjoy these live streams when we do them, and I think we'll just do that anniversaries from now on, because except our 10-year will be...
I think we ought to do it more often.
Well, and we could. It's just... we got to get Lorelei a camera, so we need to start sending some money in. Make sure... Donate to the podcast. You guys know where that's at. And for the ones that do already, I really appreciate you donating to the podcast. It is a rather expensive thing to maintain because we have to pay for the hard drive space that the podcast stored on. And I have about a year's worth of podcasts stored on their hard drive. And then we have to pay for the bandwidth when you actually go and download it. When you download it, it eats up their bandwidth. So I have to pay for that too.
And then Mac and Bricko's liquor bill just
and the liquor bill, Jesus. So we have had a couple advertisers. Actually, it's been the same advertiser, Tor Books, and I want to thank Tor Books, even though this isn't one of their sponsored ads.
Oh, that new book is awesome.
We've had 2 books. If you haven't heard about them, please jump in the Discord. I'm sure the information's still there. If not, let us know. We'll throw it out there, but there's 2 books that we have sponsored personally on the show. Last week was the second one, and then what is it? A month before we had 2.
Yeah, it was the daughter of Redwinter was the first one.
And what's this newest one? This newest one is
the first binding.
The first binding.
Get that one on Audible. I'm pretty excited. It's 41 hours.
Yeah, that's a long.
It's 844 pages.
Yeah, 800. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big book.
I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't had a chance to get too far into it, but he's a real big fan of Jim Butcher.
He's a good writer.
Oh, I love Jim Butcher.
Yeah, and apparently Jim Butcher helped him out when he was just starting out and trying to figure out, what to do. And I can see that he's really taken some of his advice and working on characters and getting his setting worked out, developed. And I'm enjoying it so far.
I'm enjoying it. I like the book. And I wish the problem was they sent the book to Stafford when it first came out, and it came out after we were able to talk about it.
Yeah,
and I really wish we had the book like a week ahead of time for all of us to be able to read it. But now that I'm reading it, hey, if you check out the first binding, that is an awesome book.
Yep, my wife purchased it for me on Audible, so I can listen to it.
You got some time.
Yeah. Thanks, Lystra.
It's a work week.
Sorry, man. That's not what I really meant, but When 41 hours, you're going to have a little bit.
Yeah. So I do want to address Kayla. It's not a second book for Daughter of Redwinter. It's just Tor Books is the publisher, and they've sponsored 2 books, but not from the same author. So
and Tor's phenomenal.
Yes, and there is more Daughter of Redwinter coming. I do know that, but they haven't done the book yet. But this is a totally different book. Yeah. The binding.
Yeah, different storyline, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So check out those guys. Don't forget, check out our Discord. I didn't have any Charm music playing tonight, but I still want to thank Charm for all of her beautiful music. Please go visit her website and her YouTube channels, and Vincent Moretto for his Heavy Metal Tavern music. They will be at the beginning. They will be in the podcast, but that's when I actually publish the podcast. So from all of us to all of you, thanks for coming, and we'll see you next week for the podcast.
Bye.
Go make some gold.
Good night. Don't be a dumb warlock.
Everybody, have a great evening. Love you.
So are we.
All right, we are clear. No, I was going to. I thought about it, but being that it's my gaming channel that's rating, if I had my own Twitch Lionspridetavern channel, that would be different. But I don't want to work another Twitch channel up from ground up. It isn't going to happen. We're still live. We shouldn't be. Oh yes, hey. Guys, see you later. Everybody say goodbye because we are live. Bye.